Hey there, gorgeous. Hope you're doing great. It's such a pleasure to see you. Today I wanted to share with you what I feel like are the best makeup products from every drugstore brand. Not every drugstore brand, but a majority of most drugstore brands that we are familiar with. And so I'm showing you my favorites from each brand and what I feel like they do really well at. First brand we'll talk about is Colourpop. I feel like Colourpop is one of the best quality, most affordable drugstore brands out there. Now I know it's not in traditional drugstore stores, but you can find them in Ulta stores pretty easily. And out of everything that they have, I feel like the Super Shock Cheek products are some of the best ones you can buy from the brand. These are incredible in terms of pigmentation, lasting power, staying power, and the highlights. This one is in the shade Wisp. The highlights are intense and you don't need much of the product when you are applying them. So if you were going to look for one product from this brand, the Super Shock Cheeks are the way to go. Now from Essence, Essence is a hit and a miss. It's one of those brands that is really affordable and you can find some really great stuff, but you can also find some duds. I mean, let's face it, you can. Some of the mascaras are really good. That used to be my go-to brand for mascaras because they were excellent, but they're not all good. So one product that I would recommend to you from their line though are the eyeshadows. I feel like every eyeshadow I have ever gotten from Essence has been pretty doggone good. And these palettes in particular are some of the best eyeshadows that you can get from Essence. The little singles are really good too, in my experience, but absolutely awesome. From Jason Wu, now this is a brand you can find in Target stores. I tried a number of the products from this brand a couple years ago, wasn't thoroughly impressed, but the one product that stood out to me that I feel like they do really well is liquid eyeliner. And so I would highly recommend the classic liquid liner to you. It's a matte, black, long-lasting, will not crack, will not flake kind of liquid liner that is fabulous. From Catrice Cosmetics, I personally feel like this brand also does face products the best. Like I've never had a problem with their powders and things like that, but this product in particular has been my go-to and it's one that I've really loved. I'm getting ready to do a swim test with it. This is the TrueSkin High Cover Concealer. This is waterproof. It goes up to 18 hours in wear time and it does not move. It doesn't creak, it doesn't crack, doesn't crack, it doesn't creak. I didn't know your concealer could creak. I guess I learned something new today. It stays put. Let's put it that way. It's one of the best concealers I've tried as of late and would highly recommend checking out the face products from Catrice Cosmetics if you're looking for quality sound products. JOAH is another brand that I feel like puts out pretty good face products for the most part. Their Perfect Complexion Eye Serum Concealer has become my most favorite product, the one that I would buy over and over again from this brand. It's phenomenal quality. Doesn't move. It is extremely pigmented, so you don't need much on application. You would probably have to throw this out before you would use it up, simply due to expiration, because you don't need much when you are applying it. And personally, I like products like that. From L'Oreal, there were so many products I could have picked, and I went through my mind and I was like, do I like this one, this one, this one, this one? I would have to say their face products are some of the best. I'm talking about foundation type products, and my personal favorite is the True Match Nude. This is a dewy finish foundation, and I have to replace mine because I'm almost out of it. It's just been my everyday go-to wear. I love it. I love the consistency of it. I love that it's not heavy. It's not cakey looking on my skin. It looks like skin. And so I feel like over the years, L'Oreal has just consistently put out really great foundation products for the face. From Milani, Milani has a lot of great products for the most part. I feel like it's one of those brands that, again, like Colourpop, has more quality than not. But personally, I love their lipsticks. I love their lipsticks. I'm always drawn back to their lipsticks. They have a great color range and they're soft, they're creamy, they last long, and just so many options to choose from. I personally love the Nude Creme shade. That is my absolute favorite. If I can open it, maybe I'll show it to you. But it's just a neutral light pink. Looks like that. And it's great. Maybelline does a lot of good things too, but I really feel like they stand out when it comes to their eye pencils, particularly the Lasting Drama line. These are incredible. incredible in terms of pigmentation. They last all day, they don't smudge, they wear extremely well, and they are some of my most favorites. And the other thing that I love about these is that there is a huge color range with them. You're not stuck with buying just brown or black. They have purple, green, turquoise. I mean, it's just awesome. Awesome. And they are pencils that I find myself buying over and over again because they're just that good. From Rimmel, same thing. I would say the best products that they make would have to be the eyeliner pencils. They're ones I have been using for, oh my gosh, probably up to 9 or 10 years at this point, and the ones I keep going back to over the high-end brands because, like the Maybelline pencils, great color range. They last all day, they don't budge, and I have quite often compared them to the Stila eyeliners in terms of longevity. They're just fabulous, and they're not anywhere near as expensive as the Stila pencils. Woo! You gotta love that. From number 7, I haven't tried much from number 7, but from what I have experienced with them, I feel like they make really great face products. Their serum concealer is really good, but I would also recommend this bronzer. This is the Golden Sand bronzer, and you can see I love mine. It's a really light shade on the cheeks. It is not muddy looking on the skin. It wears really well. It doesn't fade. And this is one of those products that I would go back to over and over again. I just love it, and I feel like they do this really well. Plus the packaging is really nice too. From LA Girl. LA Girl does a lot of good things too. And they're one of those, I feel like, lesser talked about brands, but they deserve a lot of recognition. And I feel like their cream face products are really, really good, particularly the cream blushes. They've done a really great job with cream products in the past too, but these most recently have become some of my go-to favorites. They're very smooth, they apply evenly, they don't fade, they provide a youthful glow to the skin, and great quality all the way around. And they have a great color range to choose from too with that selection there. Now e.l.f, I love e.l.f. I do. e.l.f. is one of the most affordable drugstore brands out there. They have so much to choose from. And I really was thinking of going the way of skincare when I wanted to talk about e.l.f. in this video, because they do make a lot of really excellent skincare products, and they're usually my go-to on an everyday basis for my morning skincare routine before I put my makeup on. But I also feel like they really do a great job when it comes to primers. And their e.l.f. Putty Primer, Putty Eye Primer is one of my favorites. The Under Eye Primer that you can put on before concealer is another really excellent one. I didn't personally like the Putty Primer for the face, but again, that's like a love or hate thing. You either love it or you really hate it. I love the Dew Primer, the Jellypop Dew Primer. It's still one of my favorites because it provides a nice dewy glow. Even for those of us with oily skin, we can get away with this and it doesn't look like we've been sweating. It still looks pretty good, even on oily skin. So I just feel like primers are what they do really, really well for the most part. From Flower Beauty, lipsticks, I gotta say. They have mastered lipsticks, both in the color range that they offer. They have a lot of dupes for a lot of high-end lipsticks, which is really nice to see from one drugstore brand. But the quality is exceptional with these. And I'm wearing this one today, actually, that I'm talking about. This is Flower Beauty's Spiced Petal. It's one of my favorites. It's a dupe for Charlotte Tilbury's Pillow Talk. So there you go, saving a lot of money there. And it's excellent quality. From Revlon, I really love their brow products. Color Stay Brow Creator is one of my favorites, and then also this Brow Fiber Filler. Not only are the color selections pretty doggone good, especially for those of us with the red hair, but the quality is excellent, and you're not going through a lot of product each time that you use these. Affordable, great all the way around, and so these have become my go-to favorites from that brand that I purchase quite often. From Almay, Almay was one brand I started out using long before I got on YouTube, and I talked about this in a video recently, so if you're hearing this again, please forgive me. But I would always use their eyeshadow palettes, the little trios that they had years and years and years ago, and then they redid them recently into these palettes. If you were going to pick one product from Almay, the eyeshadow palettes are the way to go. These are really amazing, amazing quality, and I'm glad that they have not changed how good the formula is from years ago, because they are still great. Most other things in Almay's collection have not been impressive to me, especially in recent months, years, etc. But I'm really glad and really happy to tell you that the eyeshadow palettes have remained consistent through the years. So that's really happy. I'm really happy to see that. From Hard Candy, eyeshadow. Eyeshadow, eyeshadow. You gotta check out the eyeshadow palettes from Hard Candy. If you try nothing else from the brand, these are absolutely worth looking into. The quality is incredibly good. I know I keep saying that word, but to finish this video up, we can't forget talking about Wet n Wild. And you know what I'm gonna say? Yeah, eyeshadow. I just feel like they do eyeshadow really well. Now, I'm not talking about the limited edition collections. For some reason, I feel like in these limited edition collections they keep coming out with, because they've been coming out with like one after the other, after the other, after the other. The quality has suffered, in my opinion. It's not consistent, and it's a hit and a miss, and you never know what you're gonna get. But with the original Wet n Wild palettes, the ones that are in their traditional, like everyday collections, those are the ones that you want to get. Those are the ones you want to pay attention to. And they are still a brand that I look to when I'm looking for eyeshadow. And especially if you're beginning out in makeup and you just want an affordable brand that is of good quality, Wet n Wild is one that you just won't be disappointed in. And that was it for this video. Let me know what some of your top favorite makeup products are from any of the brands I mentioned here, or if there's one that I forgot to mention or didn't mention, feel free to share yours below as well. We'd love to hear your comments on this topic. Thank you for being here, and I thank you for taking the time to watch, and look forward to seeing you again next time for another video.